Hi everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. So today's video is going to feature a short book haul and some book recommendations and a couple of books that I am in the middle of, and maybe I'm kind of seeking out some advice on how to get through books that you have trouble getting through or just finishing up even though it's good. And I mean, I've been through this before. Or maybe you could, like, if you read it, maybe you can tell me, like, hang in there, you know, whatever. First, start off by saying that I finished reading Sarah's Key, and I'm going to do a book review on this very soon. There are a few people who are also reading this book, and I think we're going to release a blockbuster review of it. So I hope you tune in for that. And then, okay, now this book, The Reader, I actually read this book before they made it into a movie. Like, I read it maybe in 1999. I don't know if it was released then because I got it in paperback. And I was, oh, wow, I was like mesmerized by just, I like the style of his writing. It's not really, you know, there isn't all these complex sentences like you might find in Faulkner or Proust. I mean, those books like are way above my head sometimes. I just well, anyways, but the story, I mean, if you read, if you have seen the movie or heard about it, it is a pretty deep movie themes and subject matter. But the biggest secret that I'm not going to go into, but it just makes me think, like, psychologically, like, what makes people do the things they do because of a secret, whether it's a small secret or a big secret. Significances of things that we value or we hold dear to our heart, or maybe we aspire and you may not have, and what it might make you do in your life. Yeah, so really like this book. This book, I read it last summer, and I got it on Kindle. And my Kindle, I had actually bought two Kindles. First one, the screen froze, so I called them and they sent me another one, and it did the same thing, and it was such a pain to deal with customer service. I don't know if you guys have a Kindle, but I personally will not buy another one just because of what happened. And I didn't even call back for the third one because it was just such a pain. But I wanted to get a hard copy of this. It's called City of Thieves by David. Starts off with these two guys who got put in jail, and they're in Russia. And they're sent on a mission in order to get out of jail. They have to find dozen eggs for this, I forgot who the guy is, but it's a head honcho in this area that they're in. Egg is for his daughter's wedding. And, you know, the town is on starvation. There's like no food around, and just the absurdity of this man wanting a cake for his daughter's wedding, and have to go, and how the story unfolds. And it also goes into World War II and the German invasion in Russia, and the conversation, the dialogue. It's witty, funny, hilarious, and some of the things that they argue over are over inane things, and it makes it's almost kind of like a comic relief because there's some heavy subject matter of hunger, desperation, people getting tortured, and the war. But this was a really good book. I enjoyed it a lot, and I want to reread it this summer. Two books that okay, so that was a book that I just recently purchased, and then this is a book called Disbirth My Heart, and it's about Korea. And I'm always on the hunt for any books about Korea or written by Korean Americans or Koreans, and this happens to be written by Samuel, and he is actually a professor at Columbia College, Chicago. And it got really good reviews, and the setting is, so the beginning it says Chameta, okay, God, I'm Korean, I can't even pronounce that correctly. And it says, it basically means kind of like keep it in, hold it in. So it says chamera is difficult to translate from Korean to English, or it means also to stand it, to bear it, to grit your teeth and not cry out, to hold on, to wait until the worst is over. So this book is about a heroine who is it's a love story and happens after post-war South Korea. I mentioned this. This is called What is the What, and it's about this guy who came from Sudan, and talks about his experience, mostly about what happened in Sudan and the SPLA experience and what. The book is just a really lengthy book. It has really small fonts, and it has close to like a little bit over 500 pages. And it almost feels like the way it's written, it doesn't give you a break to like so much background knowledge that I had to catch up or fill in the holes, because I really didn't know much about SPLA and about the Lost Boys and the conflict between the Christians and Muslims in Sudan, and just what's going on even now. I didn't even know there's a separate country called South Sudan or Southern Sudan. Yeah, that's how much I know about what's going on there. So that's good for me. Reader, it gets a little bit tiresome. Not of the subject, but just trying to absorb all this information and what's going on and keeping up with, you know, the characters. But it's still a good book, and I'm going to finish it. Okay, this book is called Cutting for Stone, and it's written by Abraham Verghese. It got really good review on this book, and picked for one of our book club reads. And I would say I wasn't really like enthusiastic about the choice, because again, I'm such a baby, I guess. This is over, okay, this book is over 600 pages. It's close to 650. And the story kind of unfolds a little bit slow. The writing style, I mean, I like it. I mean, obviously, he's revered, a beautiful, amazing, a masterpiece. Some people, that's how they review this. But the father figure at the beginning, he does something that, you know, he's just not really likable. And I just get really like this visceral reaction towards male characters who just act like a jerk. So it's really hard for me to like dive into the book, because I'm not really liking the guy in the beginning. And I am on page like 172. I got that far. 172 pages, you have to deal with the father figure, like, you know, read about his actions, and it's just very not endearing, and I just don't like him. And then the story really is about the twins. Names are Marian and Shiva. And these brothers are born of secret union between an Indian nun and a brash British surgeon. Like, for example, I'll give you an example. The surgeon and the nun, they have an affair, and the wife, not the wife, but his lover goes into labor and operating table, and he has no idea. He had no idea that she was pregnant. Like, what? I mean, that is just really hard for me to understand. I don't know. But, you know, go back and forth. Sometimes I feel like, oh, don't waste my time on books that doesn't keep my attention. There's like plenty of books out there that I can be reading, but then, you know, I feel like I should finish what I started. So I'll probably finish this summer, just to say that I'm done with it. You know, I invested 171 pages, and there are 650 pages, so I'm almost a third way through it. So what do you guys think? If you have read this book, let me know what you think, because it did get awesome reviews. from a lot of different big names. Alright, thank you. Thank you for those of you who have recently subscribed. I really appreciate your time and watch my videos. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye bye.